before we continue, I'd like to introduce a friend of mine and also an OCA, former OCA Executive Director, Chen.
Thanks, Johnny. First of all, thank you once again to Margaret Wong and for really loaning out this great space. You've always been such a great supporter, and when I think of Cleveland, I think of you, Margaret. We always have to make sure that we bring you along because you really have you're really in tune with the community and you're really part of the leadership. Also to Johnny and the OCA Cleveland chapter, thank you very much for helping organize this event. New Faces of Leadership is a national program of Asian Pacific Islander American Vote. And it's our philosophy is that we work with local organizations, grassroots, nonprofits, to actually focus on voter registration, engagement, and increasing civic engagement. So it's really exciting to see, with this speaker series, that here in Cleveland today, we also have the support not only of OCA, but also the Cleveland Chinese Women, thank you very much, the Contemporary Chinese Cultural Association, the Chinese Professional Entrepreneurs Association, Motivations, and also the Asian Services in Action. It's really about building the coalitions and working together. I think that's what's really important, and that's what we like to see. I'm also really glad to see that we have the support of City Council Jeff Johnson, as well as Ed Morono with Congressman Betty Sun. Congresswoman, sorry, Betty Sun. And Arila Brown, who is with Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. So thank you also so much for supporting the Asian American community as we engage, especially in the 2012 elections. As I was saying, New Faces of Leadership is part of the Norman Y. Mineta Leadership Institute established in 2006. And it takes really Asian American political involvement and participation to the national and local stage, featuring elected and appointed Asian American leaders, both emerging and well established. As a fellow Buckeye, I'm really glad to see that in Ohio we are starting to see a lot more Asian Americans get appointed as well as get elected. I mean, it's exciting to hear that Subodh Chandra is, I understand he's running for Cuyahoga County prosecutor, and to recently see that we have addition to the state representatives with Cliff Rosenberg, who's joining Jay Goyle, who's both Asian American in this state house. So to see that, but we really want to see other young people and those who are well established to actually emerge as leaders and to think about what is next. Our role, as I said, is about increasing civic participation. And as many of you may have heard and seen in the most recent Super Bowl ads, where in Michigan we were working with our partners, APIAVote Michigan and 25 other local organizations, really fighting against the xenophobic rhetoric that's happening in campaigns up in Michigan. They've actually been working in a coalition to make sure that elected officials and those running for office take a pledge to eliminate this type of campaign strategy, which really is at the expense of alienating the Asian American community. APIAVote here is committed to you in Ohio to work with many of your organizations and others this upcoming year to really identify resources so that way we could focus on increasing voter registration and participation, to coordinate translated materials, to also share best practices that is working in a wide variety of areas and to help you implement them. We will also be coming back to Ohio to conduct a day-long training to focus on how do you implement an effective voter registration, voter engagement program. Thanks to Comcast and Southwest Airlines, we're able to do that. We are also going to be partnering up with NBC Universal to actually air public service announcements across the country. It's all about how do we establish innovative ways to identify and reach Asian American voters. That is our commitment to you, and we stand by you to ensure that Asian American voters in Ohio are heard and recognized for your contributions. So with that, at this time, I'd like to go ahead, and I have the privilege of introducing to you Congresswoman Judy Chu, who's a U.S. Representative for California's 32nd Congressional District, which is in the Los Angeles area. Congresswoman Chu exemplifies our speaker series, New Faces of Leadership, as the first Chinese American woman of Congress. She is no stranger to the Asian American community. As a longtime friend of the Asian American community, I first met her in the mid-1990s when she was on the city council and as mayor of Monterey Park. Then she moved on to be California State Assembly and then moved to represent the 4th District of the California Board of Equalizations. Congresswoman Chu then ran in the 32nd Congressional District special election for the seat that was vacated by Hilda Solis after she was confirmed as Barack Obama's U.S. Secretary of Labor in 2009. Re-elected in 2010 in the U.S. midterm elections, she has continued to demonstrate her leadership in Congress, whether it's as being active in the House Judiciary Committee, focusing on crime, terrorism, and homeland security, and intellectual property competition in the Internet subcommittees. Also, House Sub-Business Committee, where she is leading the Contracting and Workforce Subcommittee, as well as the Economic Growth, Tax and Capital Access, and Agriculture, Energy and Trade Subcommittees. Not only is she a fighter for her constituents, but also for Asian Americans. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the chair of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, Congresswoman Judy Chu.